All right, let's be real, y'all. A lot of people act like they're perfect on social media. So there's going to be a lot of people in the comment section that might say stuff like, good for her. Let her stay right where she's at. And then there are other people who just simply don't like her, probably because she is outspoken and she is a part of the LGBTQ community and all that other stuff. Put all your biases aside, right? And look at what she did to get to where she's at. And then you can make a fair judgment. Anyhow, if I was Brittney Griner right now, I'd be feeling a bit down. I would be in a bit of a despair because we thought she would have been let go by now, but she's not. And Russia seems to be playing games. WNBA star Brittney Griner has been wrongfully detained in Russia since the middle of February. We are now in June going into July. Russian state media reported that Griner's imprisonment has been extended until at least July 2nd. They're telling us that on the 14th to the 15th of June. So she's got some more time to sit. An expert told Insider and told everybody else that the extension that the Russians are talking about is fictitious and that her hearing will never happen. Why? Because they're planning on just sentencing her to a couple of years in Russian prison. Now, if you know about the full story, she was caught with some cartridges of that contained marijuana residue or resin in it, and because of that, they locked her up in Russia. Now, she was over there playing professional basketball, but of course, at the time, she was going into Russia. Russia was attacking Ukraine. And the US, look at the triangle. At the time she was going into Russia, Russia was attacking Ukraine and the US was against Russia attacking Ukraine. But her, as an American, was caught up. And stuff that they would normally probably let her go for, she got used as a political pawn in that instance. So, with the update, according to MSNBC or MSN.com, the WNBA legend's imprisonment overseas has officially been extended until at least July 2nd. This is what a Russian state media outlet or TASS reported on Tuesday. This is the second time in the past month that the Russian government has actually added more time to her pre-trial incarceration, and one legal expert is convinced that this July 2nd deadline, it's fictitious, it's not going to happen as any other date. Anyone still taking Russia's word for anything in the Griner case is just being foolish, says Aaron Solomon, the chief legal analyst for Esquire Digital. He told Insider that this hearing will never happen. She will either be clandestinely found guilty and sent to a prison camp, or she will be in a prisoner swap. A prisoner swap. Russia is going to play that game where they have prisoners in the US that are politically inclined. So political prisoners to them then, locked up in the US. And they want the US government to let go of these people. So in order for them to let go of Brittney, they're going to be like, yo, if you want her back, let go so-and-so, and we'll let her go. Either that, or they're going to just send her straight to a prison camp to do a lot of time. Brittney Griner, 6 feet 9 inches tall. She is the center for the Phoenix Mercury. She has taken into Russian custody on February 17th after customs agents at Moscow's airport claimed that they found vape cartridges containing hashish oil in her luggage. She faces up to 10 years in prison for her charges. And another expert said Russia can play very dirty. They will give her the whole 10 years. And there's nothing the US could do about it. Damn, that would be the end of her WNBA career if she gets 10 years in a Russian prison. She faces up to 10 years in prison in Russia. And Salmon previously told Insider that the two-time Olympic gold medalist will not be afforded a fair and equitable legal process. That means they are going to play political pawn. And if the U.S. does not play up to the political pawn, then hey, it's over. I think BG is going through it, man. I think she is going through it. Anybody would be going through it right now. The Biden administration quickly worked to negotiate her release, though, and her safe return back to the U.S. in the early days following her arrest, even though we haven't heard much, which WNBA Commissioner Kathy said told Insider was a part of her internal strategy to say less and push more privately. But early in May, the U.S. shifted its approach by officially designating Griner as wrongfully detained. A move that sends a strong signal that the U.S. government does not believe that there is a legitimate case against her and she should not be held in Russian custody. One expert who has navigated several hostage situations previously said this: the wrongfully detained designation also enabled the 7-time All-Star friends, family, teammates, and supporters to openly campaign for her return to the United States. Brittney Griner is married. She has a wife. And her wife, Sherelle, has made several TV appearances in recent weeks in an effort to draw more attention to her case. On a recent trip to Washington, D.C., Griner's Mercury teammates met up with the U.S. State Department officials, as well as Congressman Greg Stanton in Arizona and the U.S. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas to discuss the star's case. Like, what's going on with her? What are you guys doing? Like, what can you do to help to get her free? All parties encourage the team to continue to press all those who have any influence or power to help bring BG home. That shit sounds helpless, bro. Ultimately, President Joe Biden and his administration are understood to be the sole entity that's capable of earning Brittney Griner's freedom. Why? Because this is who they want to speak to. He's the one that can say, hey, let these political prisoners go in exchange for Brittney Griner. Now, I don't know if the U.S. wants to do that up front. Maybe they can do a swap behind the scenes. But then if Russia puts it up front in the media, then everybody else will know that some prisoners were freed to Russia to let Brittney go. Well, Cheryl Griner, which is Brittney's wife, publicly said the fact that she has not spoken to Biden about her wife's case, adding that she's eager to do so to help bring my person back. After this most recent extension, Griner's agent, which is Lindsay Kagawa Colas, called on Biden and the Vice President Kamala Harris to act with urgency and to do whatever it takes to free WNBA star from Russian captivity. They're basically saying, like, look, even if you got to exchange some political prisoners, some Russian people you have in lockup for her, please do that, man. Solomon previously told Insider that the key to Griner's release likely lies in the U.S. and Russia partaking in a political detainee exchange similar to the one that freed fellow American detainees Trevor Reed in April. Russian state media sources have suggested that the superstar, which is BG, could be part of a deal for Victor Bout. Victor Bout is a notorious arms dealer who they call the Merchant of Death. And he's locked up in the United States of America. And experts are saying, I don't know. I think Russia is going to say, hey, let's play these cards. Give us Victor. We give you back your star basketball player. Don't give us Victor. We're going to slap her with 10 years because that's what she faces. So we're going to give her the max and max her out. Griner was first arrested while she was traveling to Russia to compete with European powerhouse club UMMC That long word, I don't know. Ekaterinburg. Ekaterinburg. As she has done every winter since 2014. We're in 2022. She's been doing this for quite some time. Like roughly half of her fellow WNBA players, Griner heads over to overseas countries to supplement her relatively modest WNBA salary. This has also brought up another issue that they've been discussing on US soil, which is if these women of the WNBA were paid in the same manner as the NBA, the men, then all these women wouldn't be going overseas to find income to supplement what they're paid. And in that case, Brittney, being as decorated as she is, she would be in the top percentage of earnings. Therefore, she would be sitting on millions like most NBA men players, and she wouldn't have to go over to Russia. She wouldn't even have been there in the first place. So while she earns a league maximum of $227,900 a year, that's her base salary from the Mercury, Griner made a whopping $1 million per season playing in Russia. Do the math to this. The U.S. pays her $227,900. That's her base salary for playing in the WNBA. And then when that season is done, she doesn't take any rest period because their season starts when our season is over. Perfectly timed. And she jumps on a plane, heads over there, gets right into basketball camp, gets on a team, and starts playing. And she earns $1 million for doing that compared to her $227,000 from the U.S. Griner's arrest and subsequent detention has rocked the entire WNBA community, but nowhere has her absence been more profound and pronounced than in Phoenix, where the Texas native had made as much as an impact on the people as she also has on the court. That's my sister, says Mercury teammate Skylar Diggins Smith. I love her. It's toughest for people like me. Not toughest. It's toughest on her family, but I love her. I think about her every day, and I can't wait until she gets back here with us. And that's the sentiment that's given throughout the entire WNBA. I must tell you that the whole WNBA is standing behind her, and all the political bigwigs are rooting for her and are trying to get her back here. However, Russia is in control. She is in Russia, so it's not like they could send a SEAL team to go in and break her out or anything, because to them it's not that serious. She's not a prisoner of war. Well, not yet. And the person who they're trying to exchange for her, or could be trying to exchange for her, the merchant of death, the arms dealer, I don't know if that's going to be possible. I don't know if they're going to do it, but we will see. All I'm saying, if I was her right now, I would definitely be feeling down. Are you familiar with this story? Have you been following it? Did you think BG was free already and came back to the U.S. from Russia? Were you unaware that she was still locked up in Russia and that she is being used as a political pawn? Do you think that the U.S. should do a prisoner swap and give up who Russia wants them to give up in exchange for her freedom and her return to the U.S.? Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. You already know it's Hot Topics TV, and if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.